तो अभी तक हमने प्रोफेशन के बारे में डिस्कशन किया। व्हाट इज़ द प्रोफेशनल? प्रोफेशनल जो प्रोफेशन से रिलेटेड है वो प्रोफेशनल हो जाएगा। रिलेट टू पर्सन और एनी वर्क दैट अ पर्सन डज ऑन प्रोफेशन which require expertise, skill and knowledge, self-regulation result in the public good. The term professional means a person as well as status. What is a professionalism? The professional, it is a status or of a professional which implies certain attitude or typical qualities that are expected of a professional. यहाँ पे ये important है। According to McIntyre, professionalism defined as a service related to achieving the public good in addition to practice of the knowledge of moral ideas. For the criteria of achieving sustaining professionalism strategies, the professionalism are: first is advanced expertise, second is self-regulation, third is public good. The characteristics, this is important for your exam, the characteristic of the profession as distinct from non-professional occupation as listed below. First, it is required extensive training. Second, there is a knowledge and skills. For example, the chartered accountant knowledge is important for the success of recording action or when we file the income return. The knowledge and study and research for the engineers are required for the safety of the airplane, for the technical advancement and national defense. This is the knowledge and skills required for the profession. Monopoly. Autonomy in workplace. Already defined autonomy. For example, accordingly, physician must determine the most appropriate medical treatment for their patient, and lawyer must decide for the most successful defense for their clients. And 5 is the ethical standards. There is extensive training, knowledge and skills. Monopoly होना चाहिए। Monopoly का मतलब यहाँ पे monopoly control is in achieving the two ways. Monopoly profession convince the community that only those who graduated from the professional school should be allowed to hold the professional titles, like engineers from the BTech colleges. By persuading the community to have license system for those who want to enter the profession. A practice without license, they are liable to pay penalties. For example, doctor. Promotion is the promotion of public good is concern of primary concern. There are several roles models whom to engineers are attracted. These models provide their thinking, attitude, and action. Savior. Engineer as a savior society from poverty, literacy, wastage, efficiency. Guardian. He guard the intersect of the poor and general public. Bureaucratic servant. He serve the organization and the employer. Social servant. It is also exhibit social responsibility. Social enabler and catalyst. One who change the society through the technology. Game player. He is neither a servant nor master. An engineer and assertive player, not a passive player who may carry out his master wise. It is not a knocker. अब responsibility के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. There are different sense of responsibility such as characteristic, quality. Primary responsibility implies duty with care and efforts. What is the obligation? These are the one's moral obligation. You have to duty to act right in moral ways. These obligations such as honesty, fairness, and decency are incumbent on everyone. General moral capacity. One has the general moral capacity for the moral agency, including the understanding and action on moral reasons. Liability and accountability. Liability and accountability for action. It means one is liable with legal sense to meet the obligation in better ways. Accountables mean that one is willing to justify or defend the action, decisions, actions or means and outcomes. It includes offering a reasonable excuse or accepting the sins for not having met the end result, accepting the guilt for harming others. One who is also answerable to the assessment by others. For example, if there is accident of train, so what is the responsibility? Responsibility is the duty or obligation of an individual to perform assigned task properly and to be accountable for consequence of one action and decision. ये ध्यान रखिएगा. की एस्पेक्ट हम डिस्कस अभी हमने करे थे और भी डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. ड्यूटी क्या है उसकी? ऑब्लिगेशन टू एक्ट. अकाउंटेबिलिटी, answerable for outcomes. Authority क्या है? Power to make decision. As answerability, explaining and justifying the actions. Types of responsibility. मोरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का मतलब ये है कि मोर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर राइट एंड रॉन्ग एक्शंस. What is the professional responsibility related to one professions? Legal responsibility, responsibility under law. देखिए यहाँ पे चार टाइप की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आप देखेंगे. एक तो मोरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एक तो कैजुअल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, कॉजल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड जॉब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, लीगल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. इन्हीं को हम डिस्कस करते हैं. तो मोरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज अप्लाइड टू ए प्रोफेशनल. ए प्रोफेशनल मस्ट बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल morally in creating internal good or good outcomes. It include obligation, एक टाइप की ड्यूटी है. A commitment to moral obligation, conscientiousness, a comprehensive perspective to accept the duties, and diligently do the right things by putting their hearts, head and hands, by किसी भी तरीके से, मतलब पूरा का पूरा आप शरीर इस पे लगा रहे, पूरी पूरी एफर्ट्स अपना अपना आप लगा रहे। अकाउंटेबिलिटी, आपने जो भी एक्शन लिया है उसका आप अकाउंटेबल तो रहेंगे, जो भी उसका रिजल्ट आएगा उसके आप अकाउंटेबल रहेंगे। प्रेज वर्दी या ब्लेम वर्दी एज अप्लाई टू कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डूइंग थिंग्स राइट और रॉन्ग्स रिस्पेक्टिवली, उसके आप ये मोरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के अंदर है। कॉशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, इट इज़ कॉजल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, इट इज़ बीइंग अ कॉज ऑफ सम इवेंट। फॉर एग्जांपल, एक चाइल्ड प्लेइंग विच मैचेस कॉज ए हाउस टू बर्न, the child is causally responsible but the parent who left the child with matches is morally responsible। ध्यान रखिए, कॉज क्या है, चाइल्ड है, लेकिन मोरली रिस्पॉन्सिबल क्या आएंगे, उसके माता पिता आएंगे। जॉब रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ असाइन टास्क टू प्लेस ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट अचीविंग ऑब्जेक्टिव। मीन्स इफ यू आर इंजीनियर एंड यू नॉट डूइंग योर जॉब प्रॉपरली, देन if anything happens during your shift or during your during in your uh, area, then you are, this responsibility come under the job responsibility। Legal responsibility, it is a response required by the law, include legal obligation, accountability to meet them। Responsible professionalism, देखिए रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और अकाउंटेबिलिटी में डिफरेंस। रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ड्यूटी टू डू द वर्क, अकाउंटेबिलिटी बीइंग answerable फॉर द रिजल्ट। ओके, रिस्पॉन्सिबल प्रोफेशनलिज्म हम डिस्कस कर। It can also be called professional responsibility। These consist 5 type of virtue। Virtue is a positive है, मैंने बोला था पहले ही। सेल्फ डायरेक्शन या सेल्फ गवर्नेंस, virtue is fundamental necessary in exercising moral responsibility। पब्लिक स्पिरिटेड virtue होना चाहिए। What is the good for clients and the public? It includes the respect for the rights to make decision and face the risk। Non malfeasance, not harming others intentionally, इसका मतलब होता है। जनरॉसिटी मतलब क्या होता है, हेल्पिंग द कम्युनिटी बाय वॉलंटियरिंग, गिविंग देयर टाइम, टैलेंट एंड मनी वॉलंटरी सर्विस टू द प्रोफेशनल सोसाइटी एंड कम्युनिटीज। जस्टिस अनबायस्ड इन ऑल डिसीजन एंड एक्शन। टीम वर्क तो वही है। टीम वर्क जो वर्चू है, इनेबल द प्रोफेशनल टू वर्क सक्सेसफुली विद अदर्स। प्रोफिशिएंसी वर्चू विच मीन्स द मास्टरी ऑफ टेक्निकल स्किल्स, called as intellectual virtue by Aristotle। It includes the competence, means having qualified license and prepared to execute the activities undertaking। Diligence, जो भी डेंजर है उसके लिए अलर्ट रहना, केयरफुल अटेंशन देना, एवॉइडेंस करना लेजीनेस की। क्रिएटिविटी, जो भी चेंज हो रहा है क्रिएटिविटी नाम क्या है, लर्निंग टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू द चेंजिंग टेक्नोलॉजिकल सोसाइटीज। कार्डिनल चीफ वर्चूज क्या हैं, विजडम, करेज, टेम्परेंट एंड जस्टिस। तो रिस्पॉन्सिबल प्रोफेशनलिज्म के आपके 5 टाइप के वर्चू आएंगे। एक तो सेल्फ गवर्नेंस, पब्लिक स्पिरिटेड वर्चूज, टीम वर्क और प्रोफेशंसी वर्चूज एंड चीफ वर्चूज कार्डिनल। रिस्पॉन्सिबल प्रोफेशनलिज्म को अगर आप वन लाइन टाइप में समझेंगे कि क्या है, द इथिकल एंड competence practice of a profession with accountability and concern for the society. Social responsibility. Corporate organization, they have social responsibility to all their stakeholders.